Hello everybody, my name is Nicola Mitchell. I'm going to wait a couple more moments for some other people to join into the live. I hope your Monday is going wonderful. I'm here in Atlanta and the weather is very good outside. It's sad that we are stuck in this house, but I'm going to teach you a couple of different techniques to use to learn how to spark your social space while you're at home. So I'm going to wait for a couple more people to join in and then we're going to get started. Let me do a time check. All right, so my name is Nicola Mitchell. I am a writer. I have published 17 works. I'm a publisher. I have published over 125 novels under my company. I've helped over 900 authors and publishers put their books out. Some of my clientele has been Omar Tyree, Aaron Afalo, the basketball player, the U.S. Dreams Academy, 100 Black Men, and I am also the founder and executive director of Girls Who Brunch Tour. So because of Girls Who Brunch Tour, I have came across this beautiful network of beautiful spirited women from my sister Sorrel and Miss Crystal. And thank you so much for having me and welcoming me to your beautiful network and letting me connect and just educate some of you guys on what to do while we're at home. So with that being said, I'm just going to talk about really quick on how to spark your social space. So, like I said, my name is Nicola Mitchell. I am a literary expert. And for the past 13 years, I've had to learn how to utilize social media and online promotions to make my journey as a writer a little bit more fluid. To become a best-selling writer, it doesn't just happen from writing your book. You know, people think, oh, I'm going to write my story, I'm going to drop it, and it's going to sell. And no, that's one part of it, one key component to it, but the biggest part of having a best-selling title or having a successful business period is learning how to spark and ignite your social space. And by doing that, hello baby, hello, thank you so much. So by doing that, you have to learn who your audience is, your voice. You have to learn how to be authentic, and you have to learn how to be true to make somebody want to buy into you and what you're selling. So it doesn't matter what your product is, well, what I'm going to tell you. So if you're a child, if you have a STEM related business right now, if you're a kid, if you're a woman, if you're just trying to figure out how, especially right now online while everybody is at home, we have to figure out how we can utilize this online space to make our product pop. So again, that's why I say igniting our social space. And the first way you do that is figuring out who you are and what you're trying to sell. So with myself, I'm a writer. I've written contemporary fiction for the last, like I said, 13 years. I've written about myself. I've written about things I've went through, things of people that I've met, experiences. I have a very vivid imagination, right? So with that, I had to go out and figure out who is my audience. And my target audience as a writer are women, not just Black women, but women, mothers, educators. So I had to figure out the next thing is how do I get those people to buy into me? And a lot of times we think because we're not an influencer with 100,000 followers, why would somebody want to buy into me? But a lot of times people buy into the story that you're telling. They're buying into you. They're buying to see that you're authentic. They're buying into knowing that you're a mother. They're buying into knowing that you're a writer. They're buying into knowing that you're doing all this stuff alone. You know, they like knowing that you go to church. They like knowing that you have a social life. People buy into you. They're not buying into your product. So you have to figure out who your voice is, what your voice is, and who your audience is. And then you have to figure out how can you tie those people into knowing who you are, right? So when I decided to have Girls Who Brunch, I've been going for this journey, and I write contemporary fiction. My books are kind of racy on some of them. Their scenes are kind of explicit. So to be able to go from knowing from that as my main bread and butter, and having to now start a voice, a movement for girls, how do I have people, these same people, buy into my new product of Girls Who Brunch? A lot of people thought when I started, they were like, wow, how did you move so fast? Because in the last 4 years, we've serviced 8,000 girls. That's not really normal all the time, right? So people always ask me, like, how did you do that? Number one, again, I had to figure out my voice, and I had to change my voice, that narrative, from being a writer into being the Girls Who Brunch tour lady. I had to show being a mother, and I had to now start opening up about me personally, who I am, on why Girls Who Brunch tour is important. I'm trying to read the comments at the same time, but they're distracting me, so I'm going to ignore it, and I'm going to go to all the comments when we're finished. So when I decided to have Girls Who Brunch, it was because I was an at-risk kid. I was raped multiple times before the age of 15. I had my first daughter. I was pregnant at 14, had her 5 days after my 15th birthday. So being the successful writer, being the successful entrepreneur, having all these clients, writing stories for different celebrities and different people, now I have to become vulnerable and let these people know the thing that what I call what the devil means for bad, God means for good. I had to now start telling people who I am, let them know my voice, and why Girls Who Brunch tour is important, and why you should want to connect your child with me and my organization. Because again, I'm authentic, right? Because my readers and my followers who've been following me have all known that I'm true to my voice. I'm honest. I'm opinionated. I'm a parent. I'm a shero. I'm a female entrepreneur. I'm a helper. I go to church. They learned all that from me. So now I just had to show that. Now, with doing all that, with having over 200,000 followers on social media, with having all these people listening to your voice, now I had to be a little open and say, hey, this is what happened to me. So especially all these different people who are starting nonprofits, who are starting female-based businesses, we always want to sell the product, but we have to let people know how that product, i.e. Girls Who Brunch, relates to me. So that was the first thing I had to learn how to do. I had to learn how to turn off the writer Nicola and become Nicola, the Girls Who Brunch tour lady. So that's being authentic, right? Number 2 is, again, knowing your voice, right? And also now figuring out what your brand is and what your mission is and what your cause is. You need to, when you decide whatever your program or your project is going to be, or whatever you're doing now, you need to be fluid and consistent with the way that your product is branded. Your color scheme needs to be the same. When people see your flyers, or they see anything that has to do with you, they need to be able to say, oh, that's Beautiful Spirited Women. Oh, that's Girls Who Brunch Tour. Oh, that's Nicola. When you go to Coke's website, Coca-Cola, everything about Coca-Cola matches. If you go to their Facebook page, if you go to Instagram, we know Coca-Cola just by seeing it. So when you decide on your branding, you need to learn how to make all your things connect and be in unison. A lot of times what I've seen with different brands and different authors and different people that have came to me and asked me to help them with their with my services is that their brands are all over the place. Their colors are all over the place. Their story is all over the place. Are you helping animals or are you helping kids? Are you helping? And you can do all, but you need to learn how to make all those things flow together, right? So when you figure out your voice, right, you're going to know who you are, right? Then you're going to figure out who your audience is, right? So then you need to also check out your competitors are doing the same thing that you're doing. I don't say to copy, but if somebody's doing something successfully, I always suggest to go ahead and see what they're doing, because 9 out of 10, their brand is consistent, their posts are consistent, their narrations are consistent, and that's what you have to bring back into your own tools when you are sorry, another post came up, when you're putting your brand out. And then the next thing is, for you introverts, if you're like myself, I had to learn how to be able to speak up and talk to people. I know when people meet me, they don't know that I really do prefer to be by myself. I'm really an introvert in real life, but you have to learn how to be out and reach these people. So the couple of tools that you can use for branding and for reaching out and bringing in a different audience is Canva. Canva is a tool that I use. It's free. You can upgrade to Canva Professional, but Canva, you can go on there and they have a lot of different templates that you can use and create your brand. I use Canva all the time, and sometimes I create the templates and then I give it out to my interns and stuff and our staff and team to continue using these for other posts. Another thing that you can use as a social media email marketing. I'm going off the head. I'm not trying to look at a presentation. I'm going off the head. So if I start rambling, I apologize, but I'm trying to be as authentic and as casual as I can having this conversation. But Canva, number one, is a really good tool to utilize for social media branding. And it also helps you do all your branding. Like even our retractable banners we designed from Canva. We've designed flyers, printed flyers and things from Canva. Your Facebook and Instagram, even your YouTube headers can be designed from Canva. So Canva is a free download. Is Canva, and you can use it on your devices, you can use it on your computer, and on everything compose over. So that's one free tool that I suggest that you use. The next thing is creating an email marketing list. Whenever you have now I know we're all inside for the coronavirus, but you can collect emails and names from your website by when they first come in, having one of those boxes pop up that say, please stay connected with us. Sometimes give out a free ebook download if you're a writer. Give out a free item and give incentive for people to want to sign up to your site. But you can collect leads from your site. You can collect leads from Facebook, Instagram, but start collecting leads. And then if you have a website, not most of the websites have different email listing that you can use for email marketing. So like we use Wix. We pay for the services for Wix. I think it's $10 for nonprofits. But with Wix, we can email blast everything from our site and actually create different templates to use for staying connected. Email blast is a very, very, very big thing I think that's even more important than going out and meeting people, because an email blast, when you collect these leads, now you're making them stay engaged with you. Sometimes people think they concentrate more on social media than their email blast, but there are people that buying into you, that love just getting consistent information from you. So like if you have a nonprofit, if you're sending out constant emails that's telling people what you're doing now, what awards you've gotten, what accolades your girls are doing, or whatever your nonprofit is behind, then now when it's time for donations, you're going to get more people receptive to giving you donations, because they're like, wow, they're keeping us involved. Now we know everything that's going on. We feel like that's our family. We feel like that's a community. And now you're bringing them into your social space. So email blasts are key. Again, back to Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Those things are important, but we don't want to get lost posting the same thing on each site. So if you're going to Instagram, that's my favorite. I prefer Instagram over everything. But when I post on Instagram, anybody that's following us on Instagram can go to our Facebook page and see that there's different posts than what we just posted on Instagram. We share what we post on Instagram on both pages, but we have more blog posting and things on our Facebook page. We have more instant pictures and things on Instagram, and tweets, we just send out little things to know, tidbits about girls, about people who've been abused, different situations on Twitter. So you have to figure out which one is your favorite, but you're going to have to learn how to utilize all three to get that engagement to come in. And all these things are your what? Your social space. And so now you're igniting your social space, because now your templates are popping, right? Because you're using Canva. They have all these little cute, they got a lot of black girl templates on there, which is really cute, like afros, really, really positive templates that you can create to be your own on Canva. Now you got all that going. Now you've used those templates to create your email blast. Now you're sending that out. You're bringing in leads that way. You're giving away your free product. And what are you doing? You're learning how to use and ignite your social space all from your home. You haven't left your house yet. And then the next thing that I always try to tell people for igniting your social space is the follow-up. Follow-up is key. People always, when we have a campaign that's going, we always try to bring people in and just know what we got going on for that moment, right? But people, that's like, we all have some friends on Facebook that tells their whole relationship business on Facebook, right? And so now when they're doing good and when they're doing bad, once they break up, we don't hear from them no more. But we want to know what happened. You have us knowing everything else that's going on, right? We want to know what happened. Well, the people who are following you on social media wants to know what happens. They want to stay engaged. They just don't want to know what's going on when you have a campaign on raising money, when you have a campaign when your book is dropping, when you have a campaign when your product is launching. They want to know what's going on all the time. They want to stay connected. They want to know. And the only way that they're going to do that is if you're consistent, because they shouldn't have to go search for your information. The same way you brought them in to ask them to buy that book or to ask them to buy that lip gloss, the same way you need to let them know when you get an award. The same way you need to let them know when you get anything that's going on. So they can stay part of your community and you're igniting your social space. Oh, you guys are really distracting me. Promises. Hi, how are you? Yes, follow-up is the best. So I'm going to just talk till 20 after, because I know this is for 30 minutes. And then at 20 after, I'm going to open up. I'm going to read the comments. And if you have any questions for me, I can answer any questions for you. So, what am I doing on time? So 20 after is 2 more minutes. So again, on igniting your social space, just a couple of points I gave out is learning who you are, learning your voice, learning who your audience is, figuring out your brand, and becoming consistent with your brand. And then 4, sharing your social space with your network. So now you can continue to grow. And I have all this in handouts. So if anybody wants any information from me, I will provide my email address and all my information, and you guys can get that information from me. And I have a full handout that has all the tools and tips. I was just trying to give you a couple for this short time, but these are actual tips that I use every day, and I teach people on how to ignite their social space. So again, my name is Nicola Mitchell. I am the founder of Girls Who Brunch Tour. You can follow me on Instagram at mz_Nicola. That's Nicola. My website is iamnicola.com. That's under construction. We're upgrading it right now, but you can follow us, stay connected with us. My nonprofit is Girls Who Brunch Tour. That's girls, GIRLS, Who Brunch, tour.com. We're on a 21 city tour. So once the coronavirus and these quarantines are lifted, we will be coming to a city near you. And you can follow me here on Facebook at Nicola, Nicola, and it's Ni''Cola Mitchell. And I'll follow you back. If with Facebook, I think I'm maxed out, but if you DM me and say that you found me here, I'll delete somebody and bring you in. So I'm going to open up questions right now. Hi, Sorrel. How are you? Thank you for listening. Okay. So are there any questions? Okay. Yes, thank you all for being here. Crystal, thank you so much for having me. Okay. Okay, so again, my name is Nicola Mitchell, and if you guys have any questions in regards to like different tools that you can use, different templates that you can use, if you don't want to ask me here, you can email me. It's Nicola, Nicola, C as in cat, Mitchell, and I have everything as handout based because this is an actual presentation that I do for Bloggers Week. How do you know about adding new followers that are actually more interested in your brand? Okay, so with that being said, adding followers, like all my social media networks are open, and it's just a luck of the draw. You're going to figure out who's really for you. It's just like friendships, right? You're going to figure out what are the best resources to learn from Canva? I'll answer that question. You're going to figure out who's really for you by their engagement. If you feel like somebody is just giving you negative engagement, then you can just delete them. But right now, especially if you're building your brand, you do have to open it up. I used to have my page private in Instagram and everything, but I had to learn how to open up my space so I can meet somebody. Because if any of you try to connect with me and I don't know you per se, if I had a private page, how would you be able to connect with me? So we do have to open up, but what I do suggest is delete. If they're not giving you positive vibes, if they're coming to you any kind of way, delete them. There's no problem with that. What's the best resources to learn from Canva? For me, the best resources to learn from Canva is figuring out sizing. Because a lot of times in the beginning, when I used to start off using Canva and I was trying to print items, the printer would tell me that things were too small or they were blurry. But Canva actually allows you to size your document before you're doing it. But you have to do that from the computer. So what I suggest to anybody is, especially if you're doing like a retractable banner, if you're doing a digital flyer, open it up in the computer on Canva, create your sizing, and then you can use it on the phone, on your phones. Okay. All right. Could you explain? It is very important for girls to know that they have to build their brand now. And what I tell my girls, because I have a lot of entrepreneur girls in my network, your voice is important. It doesn't matter how old you are. Your voice and what you have to say and your brand is important. And how you use your voice and what you say is important. It's going to stay with you. So girls need to know that they have to use their social media. Yeah, they can have fun. We like letting them have TikToks and do all that other stuff. But they need to learn how to use their voice and put out positivity all the time. Because you don't want to be that girl that's being negative online, bullying online, posting inappropriate things, and then now you want to have people buy into your lemonade stand, and they're like, wait, that's the same girl that was doing whatever. Your worth is your net work. So whoever is following you is how much money you're really going to have. So if you're doing all this for the gram, for people to stay engaged with you, and you're putting out negativity, you're not going to have any money. those type of people are not going to buy into your product when you're selling your items. Those type of people are not going to buy into you when you have a promotion or a sale. So you want to bring out people that's going to support you and your brand, and you want to promote things that are going to support you and your brand. I do believe in being a kid. I think that it's very important for all girls to be a kid, but it's never too early to start your brand. It's never too early to start your business, because you know what? When you're under 18, you guys are cute, and people are going to buy into you because you're cute and you're smart and you're focused. People buy into that. Again, they're not buying into your lemonade stand. They're not buying into that book. They're buying into you. So if you're putting out positivity, people are going to buy into that, and they're going to give you and support you because you are young, you're building a brand, and you're building ultimately your legacy. Okay, so Canva does have a monthly fee if you upgrade to the pro, but I use the free Canva, and I've been using it for like the last 8 years. I started with Canva. I was one of their beta testers. And so I've been working with Canva on the free side for all this time. And you can do anything with the free side with Canva. But again, you're going to have to start it off on the computer. You have more capabilities from the phone when you're paying. But if you can't afford that in your budget right now, I suggest doing the free side. How do you engage with people outside the folks that follow you already? All right, so you know how to engage with people outside the folks that follow you already? Go meet new people. Join some groups. Join some meetups. Go into a group that's totally out the box in which you're used to, your comfort zone. If you want to be a writer, join other author groups. But I suggest, this is one thing I do suggest. Not necessarily, if you can connect with authors, but you want to join the groups of readers. A lot of times what we do is, right, we start clicking up with people that are like-minded. So if we're a writer, we join author groups. If we're a painter, we join artist groups. But other artists aren't buying your work. Other authors are not buying your books. So you need to go out and see who's buying food, who's buying books, and join those type of groups and bring them in. You know, if you are a cook or a chef or a caterer, I would join parent groups, organizations, groups on Facebook that has parents that are like collaborating, doing things, so you can see where they're going to be at. So now you can throw out there, oh, I have a special for catering for kids or whatever. You just have to stay outside the box. But I know we love our friends, and we fill up our Facebook page with all our friends, right? They're not going to buy your book. I did not become a bestseller from my family and friends. I became a bestseller for leaving Las Vegas at the time and going on full tour and selling my book to strangers. Tip on how to be consistent and positive when you don't feel like it. Tip on how to be consistent and positive in your checks. When you feel when your money get low, we get sad. But you have to be consistent if you want that money to keep coming in. If you work for somebody, you have to clock in and out every day. So you have to look at yourself and your brand like that same job. You have to clock in for 8 hours, 10 hours, and clock out at the end of your shift. That's how you stay motivated. You know, in this game, like a lot of my friends and stuff, I tell them I'm the most loneliest now because a lot of my friends and family don't understand why I go so hard and why I do what I do. And a lot of people miserably like company. They want you to stay at home. They want you to stay in your city. They don't want to see you doing everything you're doing. But I had to learn, stay motivated for myself because I like my checks. I like getting up when I want to get up. I like the way I live. I like being able to pay for my children's tuition on my own. You know, I put 2 kids through college. My youngest one graduates from college in December. That's what motivates me. So the same way you get motivated to go clock in for somebody, the same way you need to be motivated for yourself with your brand. Okay. Advice how to spark a conversation with someone who wants to do business on social media. just be who you are. Say, hi, my name is Nicola. I'm a writer. How are you? A lot of times too, though, people like compliments. So watch people. A lot of what we do sometimes as human nature, is that we talk about ourselves and we don't pay attention to our surroundings, right? So we're not paying attention to what you posted. So if you want to approach a brand or approach a person, watch their posts, stay connected with them, start commenting on their posts, start engaging them, let them know that you are truly not just trying to sell yourself. So then when it does come time to approach them on what you have going on, right? They're like, oh, that's, you say, hi, my name is Nicola. I'm a writer, but I love your work, blah, blah, blah. That last post you did motivated me. That seeing you out with your daughter let me know that I can do this and have kids at the same time. I think a lot of times people just do not know how to engage. So the best way to be able to engage is be authentic with yourself, but also listen and pay attention to what that brand or that person have going on. Because if you are relatable and show them that you care, because a lot of people don't listen, you're going to stand out. So, any other questions? So, I hope I didn't bore you guys. Okay, it's 7:32. This was so fun. I would love to come back. Again, my name is Nicola Mitchell. I am a writer, I'm a blogger, I'm a publisher, and I'm the founder of Girls Who Brunch Tour. Again, you can connect with me on Instagram on MZ_Nicola, NICOLA. How do I get my target audience from my book, Serve as a Reentry Coach, when they don't have many social media pages to connect to? So, let me tell you, when I go to a different city, every city, right? I'm on a 21 city tour with Girls Who Brunch. I go old school. I open up the phone book, which is now Google, and I Google girls organizations in that city. And I cold call every girls organization in that city. But when I cold call them, I have an email that's already prepped and ready to send out. That's inviting them, that's engaging them, and letting them know we have a media kit. One thing I didn't talk about was a one sheet. We could come back if you guys will have me. We can have just a whole conversation on branding, because we need to have the right tools to be able to approach these peoples. So a one sheet is really good, and if you need help with that, contact me after. A media kit is really good. A one sheet and a media kit is the same, but a one sheet just putting everything on one sheet. But I just call. I pick up the phone and I call. And that's how I connect with all these organizations. People always say, how does she get so many girls? We have 250 girls in every city. And we have them come out because I cold call these organizations. So, how do you set your pricing as a teen project? People expect your prices to be low. Okay. I set my prices by what I don't lowball myself, right? Because you still have to eat. They're going to pay. When people go to Walmart, they're not asking Walmart to discount their prices. When they go to Macy's, they're not asking Macy's to discount their prices. But you can create packages for different levels of people. So, like can you turn that light back on, please? My examples of packages are the budget bride, right? So if you're an event planner, so you may have a bride that wants this dream big, but they only have $100. You create you a smaller package. That package is just going to give you the basic, the bare bones. So you can still service them, but you're giving them a bare bones package. But then now you have a medium package for those people that may have a little bit more cushion and a bigger budget. And then you have your ultimate package. And with this, you can get all these services. But I don't suggest anybody to lowball themselves. When you create your packages, you can create a cheaper package, but that cheaper package is just going to have basic services. You have more questions? Thank you. There's a delay when we post to when you see it. Okay. Yes, there's a 2-minute delay. Okay. Set prices. Okay, so I'm going to wait a couple more minutes to see if there's any more questions. But if not, again, you guys can always connect me. My daughter's dog just ran in here and knocked the light out, so I apologize for that. But again, my name is Nicola Mitchell. I love you guys. These are some great questions. And again, if you have any more, you can contact me. I will send some handouts to Crystal. So if anybody wants to get anything from her, they can, or you can reach out to me. And again, like I was saying before, I read that other question. I can come back and do a total branding conversation, because there's a lot of tools that I have for branding on a budget. So we can look like we have a whole PR company behind us when it's just us in the beginning. So again, I'm Nicola Mitchell. I love you guys and have a wonderful night. Bye.